YouTube, day number 28, my 360-day challenge. Day number 28. So today I'm going to talk about being a TI. For those of you out there that think that you are being gang stalked, okay? Let's talk about that for a minute, because I was once there myself. Like, I really thought that I was, that there were people watching me, gang stalking me, okay? And gang stalking isn't like, oh, well, your ex-boyfriend and their friends are like harassing you. That's not what gang stalking is. Gang stalking is absolute psychological warfare, okay? They are trying to get you to hurt yourself, to isolate you from everybody that loves you, all right? These are like, if you really look into it, that it is a high level organization. It's not just your friends or your ex and their homies, okay? Like, sure, that's stalking, but that's not what gang stalking is. When they talk about gang stalking is actually like a government funded type of psychological warfare. And I really believe that targeted individuals are people that are meant to be spiritual leaders. It's like one of those like final tests of where your awareness is of your mind, okay? Like, they are in the battle for your mind, the battle for your spirit. And if you let them, their whole mission is to try to get you to take yourself out, all right? That's the whole mission. It's almost like being in a haunted house where the actors can't really touch you. They can't really touch you. They can't do anything to you, okay? Not technically. What they do is they'll pay people to come in, and they'll be like, okay, if you see this person, I need you to walk by them and say yellow submarine or yellow this or purple that or whatever. And then you'll walk by all these seemingly random people, and they'll all say the same thing. And you're like, wait, what the hell? Did I just hear that? Why is this person saying the same thing? Is this person saying the same thing? Is this person saying the same thing? Right? Then you start freaking out, thinking that you got people watching you in your house. You got, you don't know who's who. And it's true, you don't know who's who. But really, their game is to try to get you to isolate yourself, to isolate you from those who you love, so that people will think that you're crazy, because their whole ultimate goal is to make you think that you're crazy. I guarantee you, you're not crazy, all right? There are things that happen. It is psychological, spiritual warfare. And it's not just your ex and their homies, okay? It's not just some crazy ex-girlfriend. That's not what actual gang stalking is. Like, if you look it up, it is truly way bigger, way bigger than any hood rat. They hire hood rats, and people think that they're doing a service to their country by being employed by these people. But it is an act of psychological warfare. And I really believe that the ones that are targeted are the people that are supposed to be the next spiritual leaders. The ones that have the most to teach, to share. Okay? They're not going to target you for no reason. They ain't going to target you if you don't mean nothing. All right? The fact that you think that you're targeted means that that you have worth. They don't target just nobody. And it really is psychological warfare. But you got to think of it like a haunted house. The actors can't touch you. They cannot touch you. They can't hurt you. They can only make you want to do that to yourself. And that's their whole game. So if you think that somebody's watching you, give them a freaking show, man. Like, who cares? Like, don't go taking apart all the lights in your house. Don't go taking apart all your TVs and all of that stuff. That ain't going to do you no good. It's just going to drive you crazy. And then they win. Their whole goal is to make you feel like you are out of control. And the fact that they've targeted you means you're worth something. So keep your head up, all right? Keep your head up and don't let them win. Don't let them win. Because the more that you play into their psychological game, the more crazy you seem. The more crazy you seem inside yourself, even though you know you're not crazy. You're like, I'm not crazy. Like, I might be crazy, but I'm not that kind of crazy. You aren't. You aren't that kind of crazy. They probably are doing whatever it is that you think that they're doing. But don't give them the power over you. That's where you win or lose. All right? That's where you win or lose. If you give them the power to make you lose your whole entire self, then they won. Because it is a psychological, spiritual battle that you're in. I mean, at one point in my life, like I thought, I thought all kinds of weird. I thought my neighbors were in on it. I thought all kinds of people were in on it. Taking apart my light bulbs, covering the camera on everything, man, everything. And it got to a point where I was like losing my whole entire mind. And I was like, what am I doing? If I lose my mind, then they win. It took a minute for me to not focus, to not put my attention there, because I was feeding that energy by covering up all of my light sockets and, thinking that everybody was out, like they were all part of it. Like I couldn't trust nobody. I felt like everybody was part of it. And I was on some weird TV show. And that everybody was a character in this game that they were playing. I mean, and a part of that really is true. And the other part of that is my mind playing tricks on me. Dude, our minds are so powerful. So powerful. But if you fall into that and it eats you, it's going to eat your freaking lunch, man. And then they win. And then the light side is out one hell of a leader. I'm pretty sure 99.9% of the people that are really, really, like this is really what their experiences is because they got something to teach to the world. Spiritual leaders are being tested hardcore, okay? Hardcore. But you got to look at it like they're just an actor. They're just actors at a haunted house. They're not allowed to touch you. Not allowed. They can't do nothing to you. Their whole goal is to make you do it to yourself. So if you play into it, they win. Let's not let them win. We need you. Okay? Just a little bit of information. You're not alone. You aren't crazy. But who cares, man? Give them a show. That you think they're watching you? Shit. Be all busting moves in the window. Give them something to watch. Don't let them take your sanity. Because you ain't crazy. This is a psychological, spiritual war. And they want your mind.